Here's 4 ideas for masculine cards, coming up next on Catherine Paper Art. So I've got some cards that I've already made, and I have some in progress. And I'm using various products from different companies. I've got Honeybee stamps, Altenew. I've got some generic items from Amazon, and they're all very nice. I've also varied my backgrounds. I've used some embossing folders, various companies as well, Tim Holtz, Honeybee stamps. Um, I've also used some Cloud9 reactive ink as well as alcohol inks, just trying to vary the look. And one thing about masculine cards, most people tend to make them look very plaid or very autumny. And I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to do something outside of the box, so to speak, different from the others. And I have one that looks woodsy with the trees on it. Um, and you'll see later in the video that I didn't finish that. Um, I also did a fish card, but didn't get that one videoed. And that was a spinner card. Um, that'll be in an upcoming video. But you don't have to spend a lot of money on these products. Like the fish and the horse, I bought those from Amazon, and they were not a lot of money at all. And you can get fish products from any of the companies. Um, but I decided to get one that's not expensive, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it already, as well as the horse. I think the horse is my favorite so far. It doesn't provide a lot of detail at all. You pretty much have to draw in the detail, but or you just can leave it without any detail if you want. But I like it, and it's served my purpose as well. In the near future, I plan to do an interactive card with the horse to make it a galloping horse, as well as another interactive card with the fish. It'll be another spinning fish card. I don't have the details of how I made it, but I do have a short video clip and photograph of the fish card that I'll include later in this video. Okay, so having been on vacation for about 2 weeks, I've resumed my masculine card video, and I decided that I would include an eclipse card, and using the horse theme as well. And my son suggested using a horse with the American flag. In other words, cutting the horse out of the American flag, which I thought was a good idea. So I took a piece of Spellbinder's indigo cardstock and ran it through the Honeybee Stamps barbed wire embossing folder. Then I took some gold ink. I used the Catherine Pooler because I just bought it and I wanted to see how it is. So I used some of that gold ink. I actually tried experimenting with a silver, but it came off looking too white. So I stuck with the gold and just inked over the raised portion. But I did not ink up the eclipse portion. That is the happy birthday die cut. I left that as solid blue just to make a differentiation and make it easier to read, because I felt if I had a hard time reading it, somebody else would as well. So that's a little bit of a departure from a typical eclipse card, but I think it makes sense to do that. At this point, I gave up on the eclipse card because the patriotic horse was too busy for it, and the card just wasn't coming together. So I took another piece of indigo cardstock and ran it through the barbed wire embossing folder, and I matted it to the card with a couple layers of cardstock underneath it to bump it up a bit. And once again, I used the gold ink onto the raised portion of the barbed wire. And I just decided to put my horse on that, but I still needed it to pop a little more. So I used just a plain white circle and put my horse on top of that, and then I put my sentiment on top of that as well, and I think that came together quite nicely. Okay, so I'm back to my eclipse card because I decided the horse, the patriotic horse, was just too busy for this card. And so what I decided to do was to use a hat and a boot, but because I put the happy birthday up so high, the boot, there's no room for the boot unless I angled it, and that just didn't make sense. I mean, it could have made sense, but I don't like it. I mean, I like the boot, but can't make it work on the card. It's just too big. So I decided just to use the hat, and I thought about tilting the hat, and I decided just to go straight on with the hat. It's too bad the boot doesn't fit, because I like the boot, but I had to boot the boot. So it's just the hat today. And on the inside, it has the cowboy blessing. May your belly never grumble, may your heart never ache, may your horse never stumble, may your cinch never break. So anyway, that's going to be it for that card. And unfortunately, I kind of smeared some of this ink and then tried to erase it, and that just made it all the more obvious. So anyway, I'm going to put a couple foam pieces behind this. I did double up the hat, but I'll just put some foam and give it a little more oomph. I don't know what I'll do. Still want to kind of tilt it. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll go ahead and finish mounting this off screen and be right back. Okay, I decided to put the boot on the inside. Gives a little more class. A little more cowboy class. Okay, so I will finish this card some other time. I want to do some stuff at the bottom under the trees. But anyway, this is my cowboy collection, my patriotic and cowboy collection. And I really think this horse die is really a great deal for $6 or $7, whatever it was on Amazon. Can't go wrong with that. So anyway, I didn't realize most of that was off screen. So I will finish this off in another video because I want to color something under there. And I did do a fish card, a mobile, a working fish card, an interactive fish card, using these fish, this orgach, whatever, which I also bought on Amazon. They were spinning fish. That was a pretty cool card. Sadly, I didn't make a video of that. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please leave us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.